How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to my FIFA 18 Brighton career mode. This is episode 2 now, and in the previous episode we kicked off our career with our first game of pre-season, which unfortunately we lost 3-1, which is a little bit disappointing. But more importantly, thank you very much for the feedback. The support on the first series was huge, over 1,000 views now within the first week, which is pretty awesome for me. It's my third now watched video on the channel, so thank you very much for that. Please continue smashing the likes as well. And just the support and all the feedback. The comments were fantastic. I have read through and addressed most of them. A couple of you with a few pronunciation, which is like tips, which is always super helpful for me. We all know that, so thank you very much. And more importantly, though, a couple of transfer sort of informations that you guys have been giving me. So some feedback relating to that. If we head over to the transfer hub, I've reviewed what you guys have said, and I've added a couple of players now that seem to be some fan favourites. So Ryan Sessegnon seemed to be the favourite player to sign. Unfortunately, you can see here that he's only just joined Fulham, according to this game, which isn't true because I believe he joined them last season. Obviously, I think he was promoted from a youth player anyway, but for some reason he's only just joined the club. So as you can see, I can't approach to buy or to loan him at all. So we'll have to leave him until maybe January, unfortunately. But he was the one player that I actually did want to sign in this window, which is a little bit unfortunate. Babacar, another player that was mentioned, along with Charlie Austin in terms of strike forces. They both look interesting. But another one that a couple of you guys also mentioned was Andone from Deportivo. He looks quite interesting. I think I've sent a scout out to scout him. I don't know. That's not what I wanted. I don't know if I can find out here. It doesn't seem to want to say. So hopefully I have sent a scout out. I can't remember if I have or not. There was one of them that my scout was too busy to actually go and look. So Andone may be the player that I'd like to come in for. I don't know if I've sent a scout out for him. So I'll go back and actually quickly check that I have. And we'll give him a few days to see what the scouts come back as. In fact, we could probably... Okay, it's not going to sell us on here, but if we go over and search for players, let me just quickly look at him this way. You should be able to look at him the other way in theory. I know one way of doing it would be to checking your scouts, but I don't know if that works at all. But Andone is, yeah, so I have sent the scout for him. There's only 12 days left on that, so we'll give him a couple of days, and we might look to be bringing in Florian Andone into the club. Now, obviously, he wasn't not really a player I was a position I was too interested in looking at. We are looking at right midfielders and left backs. Unfortunately, we can't bring Sessegnon in, so I may have to actually consider somebody else. And the other person was, of course, Zubar, who I was particularly interested in. Now, Sessegnon, being only 17 years of age, we could still bring him in as well as Zubar. So I think I might still be bringing in Zubar. I'm going to add him to the shortlist. He's got another 9 days remaining on that. So we'll leave those for now, and we shall advance forward into this game against Guimarães. Where we could do with a win, otherwise we might potentially be out of the competition here. We'll probably, I usually look at playing a rotation side in this sort of situation, but the fact that we didn't play very well, potentially we will. I'll go and play with the team anyway, and I'll see you in the start of the game. Okay, so we'll jump into our second game against the Portuguese side of Guimarães. Like I said, we need a win following that 3-1 defeat in our first game. It was not going to show the team lineups, unfortunately, but I did only make just 2 changes to the side because I wanted to play sort of like a full-strength team in order to try and actually advance in this competition. Not too fussed about winning the competition. The money's not that important to us over on the grand scheme of things, but I would like to advance. And the 2 changes I've made was I've brought Tim Krul into net, and I've made a change in the defence as well. I can't quite remember who I've brought in and who I've brought out, but we'll see how the team gets on today. And I'll tell you what, I'm not a big fan of this stadium, the shadow, especially playing in their white kit. Could be interesting, but we'll have the first shot of the game here, and it's Murray who fires wide. Here's Proper. Now it's Murray, though, to strike it, and it's blocked by Pedro Henrique. It's going to be a corner kick here. Positive opening 15 minutes, but we haven't been able to capitalise just yet. But the corner comes in, and we're going to get ourselves a penalty kick, and shades of the Fulham career mode here. The amount of penalties we won in the box, particularly from crosses and corners that were given for handball, and you can tell sort of by the cutscene or the lack of cutscene here that it's another handball situation. I'm not quite sure where the referee's going to, but we've managed to give ourselves a penalty kick here. Glenn Murray is over it, and he looks to be the favourite to take these for now, so we will try and hit this one, and we're going to try and rifle it into the left-hand side of the goal, and it's Glenn Murray. Oh, it was a good, good pace, good direction, but just a little bit too far, and unfortunately, it hit the side of the post. Well, will we rue that missed opportunity? It's still 0-0 here. Dink this one back to Gross, and Gross will have the shot, but blocked by Marcos Valente. It's going to go out for another corner kick here. Let's see if we can capitalise on this. Champions in, knockout with the ball in, and it's a fantastic ball in, and we've jumped up above Wakaso here, and it's flying into the back of net. I've missed who scored it, to be perfectly honest with you. Anthony Knockout with the corner. We'll run over to try and celebrate to him, but he doesn't seem that interested. And it's a lovely corner. It's actually gone down as an own goal. So it was number 17 there who went for it. Can't quite catch who that is, I'm afraid. But I think it has gone down as a Wakaso own goal. I thought we jumped ahead of him, but perhaps we didn't actually get a touch on it at all. And it's flown into the back of the net there. We lead 1-0. It was knocked forward, but as far as Oscar. And Oscar turns and Oscar shoots. And Oscar equalises, and just as we did in the game of the first game of the season, I forget who actually that was against now, but we just can't seem to hang on to any sort of lead here. We managed to take the lead early on in that game, and then it just all went a little bit wrong. And again here, it's just on the stroke of half-time. It's not really, it's poor defending. There's two men on him. I don't know how he's won the ball. He's the smallest man sort of in the possession there. But he's managed to fire it away under the legs of the defender. Tim Krul, not really with much chance. And it's Oscar Estupinan who gives Guramales an equaliser. It's 1-1. 3 minutes have been added on. Are we going to be able to maybe get something out of this half? We've got the advantage to knock this one forward. Here is Pascal Gross, thinking about hitting it, just trying to find some space, but we'll work it down wide to Izquierdo instead. And Izquierdo might be able to pop it back to Murray. It's a good block of Murray though again. But this time Douglas is able to save, and I think that will probably see out the half, which it does. So a little bit disappointed there. We had an early opportunity to take the lead from the spot, but Glenn Murray from 12 yards unfortunately hit the outside of the post. It was then an own goal from Wakaso from our corner kick, which gave us the lead. But on the stroke of half-time, just about 3 or 4 minutes before half-time, Oscar, with a fantastic effort in the 43rd minute, gave Guimaraes the equaliser. At half-time here, it's Guimaraes 1, Brighton 1. So the other game in our group is Standard Liège and Club Brugge. It was, of course, Club Brugge who beat us 3-1, and they currently lead 1-0 against Standard. Now, that could be big for us if Club Brugge can win that, and if we can pick up 3 points here. But I think we need to win if we've got any chance of getting back into this game. Comfortable. Can he knock it forward and create something? There might be something here. Brown pops it forward to Solly March. He is fresh, but doesn't look like he's got the pace to beat the defender. Good run made by Brown, though. And Brown comes forward with it. And Isaac Brown might be able to knock this one in. No one there apart from the defender, with just 2 minutes added on. And that is going to be that. So just a 1-1 draw. Not real much, no real action in the second half, apart from us at the start. But we couldn't capitalise again on a few good opportunities. Good saves by the goalkeeper, who was in fine form today. So we do ruin that missed opportunity from the penalty spot in the first half. We did end up taking a lead for a Wakaso own goal, but Oscar on the stroke of half-time did manage to equalise. Nothing changed in the second half, and that's how the game finished. It's Guimaraes 1, Brighton 1. So you can see that Club Brugge managed to beat Standard Liège, which I think we play Standard next. Depending on how the other results go, well, the other result, we might be in with a chance here. And in fact, we're not. No. So we have Standard next, but we need Bruges to beat Guimaraes by a few goals to knock their goal difference down. And us being back on -2, we need to pop a few goals in against Standard Liège to try and do something. It's not over, but we're going to have to win by a big score margin and hope that Guimaraes also lose by a big score margin. And potentially that'll help us through. I didn't realise that Guimaraes did actually win their first game. For some reason I thought it was Standard that had won it, but never mind. We should advance forward. No transfer news just yet. We might have some offers. Unfortunately, James Tilley... Oh, well, we got 2 offers in for him. The one with Yeovil Town has obviously broken down because he has been agreed... he has agreed a deal with Crew Alexander, a contract with Crew Alexander. So We've let him go there for £200,000, and 130 of that has been allocated to our transfer budget, which would be nice. We've had a bid as well from Bray Wanderers for Robert Sanchez. I would be happy to let him go. Of course, he's... Oh, I have actually accepted another offer, but again, they've matched it, so I'll accept that one too, and we'll let Sanchez have his say on who. Just a couple more days until the final scout report comes through for a couple of players, so we'll leave that one for now. Sanchez actually is asking to play here, but well, we know that's not going to happen. As we jump into this game, we're going to go with just a standard first team. Players aren't looking too tired. This time we'll remember to make the substitutions at half time. Is there anyone interesting that I want to bring on? Tell you what I am going to do though, I am actually going to start Hemad over Murray this time round. So we need a big win here in order to give us any hope of progressing, and we just need to hope that Gormales lose by a big score margin to Club Brugge. We'll keep our eyes out on that score, but first of all is to try and get ourselves a win here. That's something that we're yet to do. Now here comes Gross. He's going to play it into Hemed, and that's the start, exactly the start that we wanted. Just 3 minutes in, and we've managed to find the lead here, and it's Hemed, I think his name is, who I decided to start over Murray for this game, and he's shown why there, that potentially why he needs to start, unless of course we bring in a new striker. But it's lovely play here. I don't know who's defending Hemed, to be fair. He almost turns himself into trouble, but gets it onto that onto that right foot of his, and he's able to tuck it away in the bottom corner. And with just 3 minutes gone, we managed to lead here at 1-0. Lovely punch away, so into stoppage time here at the end of the first, and it's fired over by the standard man. And I think finally we'll be able to take ourselves a lead and a clean sheet into half time. It's only the one goal, which isn't good enough to advance so far. So we'll have a quick look on what the other results are. But not a bad first half. Not the most entertaining first half in all fairness. But more importantly, we came away with a clean sheet. And it was Tomer Hemed who had decided to start up front for this game. And he's able to tuck us away just inside 4 minutes. So we lead at half time then. It's Brighton 1, Standard Liège 0. So the other game is currently a 1-1 draw. That is absolutely no help to us whatsoever. We will all remember to make our substitutions this time around. We'll bring Tim Krul over in net. We'll bring Shiletto on over on the right hand side. Hunemeyer will come in for Duffy. We'll bring in Isaiah Brown for Stevens and pop him up top. And then we're going to bring in... We're just going to bring in Solly March on the right hand side for Knockout, and that will do for now. So just the 5 substitutions. I don't want to take Hemed off, because looks good in front of goal so far, and although the other game is a draw, it really doesn't matter at the minute what result we get. But hopefully Club Brugge might push on in the second half, and hopefully they'll pop a few goals in. But we need to be able to do the same, and we could start off here, but good save by the goalkeeper. Comfortable for the goalkeeper. And here is Hemed. Oh, and Hemed with a brace has made it 2-0. So we're doing our bit here, but unless Club Brugge can do us any favours, I don't think it's going to be enough. But Tomer Hemed, in what's probably going to be the final game of the pre-season, has just shown while he deserves to start over Glenn Murray. Assuming we don't bring in a new striker this window, but we probably will. So Glenn Murray looks like his game time could be over here at the club, as Hemed is making a name for himself here in pre-season. It's the first game he's really played. I know he's come on as a sub in the other two, but didn't really get the opportunity to get into the game. But the 2 goals that he scored here has given us a glimmer of hope. A very small glimmer, but a glimmer nonetheless. It's 2-0 here. Knock that forward. Here's Solly March. And he can find Isaiah Brown here. Now, are we able to get a third? Isaiah Brown! Oh, he's hit the post. That could have been big. Is anyone going to get on the end of this? I think they might do. Sutner will, but nothing he can do with it. That could have been a third goal, could have been big, but I don't think now it's going to... I don't think it's any more time here. I think he's probably offside, is Brown. Brown was offside. It was a lovely volley. He was indeed offside, though. Here's Kiedo, can't get that under control, and that is going to be full time. So the fans cheer, the team celebrate. I'm not quite sure why, because I don't think we've managed to advance. I may be wrong, but A 2-0 win here, though, in our final game is big enough for us. Toma Hemed, or Hamidi, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce his name. I'm going to go with Hemed for now. He showed us why he deserves a start. So far, he's going to be our #1 striker, unless I've said we bring in a new player in the transfer window. But a brace from him, and it's finished here. Brighton 2, Standard Liège 0. So it ended up being a win for Guimaraes, so it just didn't matter either way, did it, of what result we got. So Guimaraes and Bruges both go through then. We unfortunately crash out, but we'll end on a positive because a 2-0 victory, a clean sheet, and 2 great goals from Hemed, who looked good in front of goal, means that we can go forward. I need to start training some players, but I'm going to start training players after the transfer window closes. I'm not sure if I mentioned that in the last episode. We don't want to look at the Premier League table, but what I do want to look at quickly is who advanced in the other groups. And nice to know that FIFA 18, they've speeded up these things, which they just haven't, and they're just as slow as ever. So Guimaraes end up topping the group, who I thought they were the weakest side in the group when I first saw their name, but clearly I was wrong. We didn't do too bad, 4 points in the end, but couldn't come away with it. It's Caen and Belenenses who come away over Sivasspor and Hull, so they'll fight it out for the final, but we're not too interested in that. We're more interested in the 1.56 million that we get, which is fine, and some international. They're not too happy about that, of course. We'll advance forward just a little bit. I don't want to advance forward too far today's episode. Of course, those are the 2 games. In the next episode, we'll start with the game against Manchester City in the Premier League. We've had an transfer offer for Steve Sidwell. I'd be more than happy to let Steve Sidwell go. They've undervalued him, though, but at the age of 34, I'm going to quickly negotiate this one. Don't want to spend too much longer on this. This is the only thing I find about doing this, is you have to do this for every time you want to sort of negotiate a deal. So I'm going to propose a new fee, and I'm going to see if they'll give us 900,000 for him. I think that'll be fair enough. They've said 720. I'll counter again. Let's see if they'll go with 850. They decided to match the 850, which is perfect. So that's fine by me. So I'll let them negotiate a contract. That is all good. And then we've had a transfer offer as well for Mayampa. Bolton have come in for a bid. We've already accepted a bid of a lower offer, which I probably shouldn't have done. So I'm going to accept that offer as well. I can't reject that now from Crotone, but we'll accept the Bolton one as well. Hopefully, maybe he'll end up going to Bolton instead. We'll have to find out about that one. We'll give it just a couple more days for... see if we can make a first signing here. Some talks have broken down for Sanchez on both parts. So Bray and Derry have both pulled out, which is slightly frustrating, but never mind. Advance forward another couple of days. I don't want to head too far, but I want... there's the final scout report. We've got a scout report on Ryan Sessegnon, though, and on Charlie Austin, and on Zubar, who, of course, we're interested in bringing in. We'll just delete these. We're going to have a look at this properly. You can see that we've sold... we have sold Steve Sidwell. I do apologise, but he's gone. So we'll head over to the transfer hub. We can have a look at it here quickly. In fact, you can't have a look at it here, which is fine. It doesn't matter too much, but never mind. So Ryan Sessegnon, we can't... could I not view... you can't actually view much of him here, which is... oh, you can. It's in attributes. There we go. So this is what we know about Ryan Sessegnon. He looks good. He is a player I'm interested in, and Adone also is a player I'm interested in bringing in. We haven't got a complete scout report on him just yet, but Zubar is the man that I think I want to sign for the time being. He is valued currently at £6 million. So we'll go and approach an offer. They reckon we could probably get him for 8. I'm going to go in with a 7.5 million bid, and we shall see. We have 29,000 to play with, so it's not like we're short of cash. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to offer 7.5 million. And we'll see what they come back with. And they're happy straight away to accept that. So there we go. We can now negotiate a contract with Zubar and hope we can bring him into the club. So he's currently on 24,500. Squad role is going to be important. He's definitely going to be a starter. So I think that would work for him, which is what he's happy with. That's a good start. Contract length, he's 25 years of age, so I'll see if he wants to sign a 4-year deal. That might be too high. No, he's happy with 4 years. That's nice and easy. They don't want a release clause, which I mean, that's fine with me. I'll accept that. I don't really, not interested in putting a release clause in there either, to be quite honest with you. They're a dangerous game to get involved in. So all we need now is to agree a wage, and I'm going to see if he'll take a wage cut here and some smart dealings. He's happy to take a massive wage cut, in fact, of 18,500, and then all he wants is appearance. I'm going to accept that. I'm more than happy with that one. So 18,500 with a bonus for making 5 appearances, which, okay, yeah, he'll definitely get, more than likely, unless he gets injured for 9 months or something silly, but can't really complain too much. So we've brought in a new player, which I'm very, very happy about. I want to quickly take a look at setting on this way. This is what I was actually looking for. Definitely looks a lot more interesting. So we've brought in our left back, which is happy days, really. That's what we wanted. We'll be looking to bring in the striker as well. Who is it that's scouting my striker? There he is. So just 2 days left. But because we've brought in a player already, we'll actually leave that one in anticipation. Let's take a look at our new signing. As there is. Those stats do look quite impressive. Very well rounded. Very happy with that. The Switz. He can also play at left midfield if necessary, so we'll bear that in mind. And he's 4-star, 3-star is quite impressive. Okay, 3-star skill moves, but a 4-star weak foot. Not that it matters too much from a left back, but he looks promising to me. And he's just going to go straight into the team over Suttner. He's, he's 6 foot. He's a lot younger. He's a little bit stronger with that weight. He'll be a lot harder to push off the ball. Okay, he doesn't have as much traits, but he has a finesse shot. Suttner probably a better crosser. But overall, his stats just kind of stand out against Suttner. So apologies for those who are fans of Suttner, but he's going to come out of the team for now. And new signing Zubar will make his way in. We shall save those changes. And we shall call it a day. Nothing really to look at here. So that's going to be the end of that. We'll leave it on the central for you to look at some breaking news. I'm not quite sure what's going to pop through, but it'll be the fact that Spurs have actually signed Ricardo Quaresma. Could be quite interesting. So I'll leave you with that one news, but we've signed our first signing. We've crashed out of the pre-season friendly, which is a little bit unfortunate. But in the next episode, we'll advance forward to a game against Manchester City and potentially bring in a new striker. There is the confirmation of Steven Zubar joining the club. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to drop a like on the video if you did enjoy. Why don't subscribe as well if you're new around here. And until next time, goodbye.